So I did that, put on TikTok, and it blew up. And I feel like when you get your first viral video, you're like, okay, how do I replicate this? Like, how do I get this feeling again? So I had a series called Girls at 3 a.m. for a little bit. And then I went from there and started making fun of the guys. And I started making fun of the parents, and I started making fun of the teachers, and it just spiraled into this whole thing.
Welcome back to another episode of First Rounds and Me. My name is Hannah Feminella, and my husband and I are here to unpack the wonders and the horrors of the dating world. Before we dive in, just as a reminder, we upload every Monday morning so we can keep you company on your way to work. Today, we have comedy and pop culture creator Willie joining us. He is best known for his hilarious antics across social media, and today we're going to deep dive on his content creating career, all while getting his thoughts on the good, bad, and ugly of dating. And of course, play a few rounds of how well do you know yourself and this or that. Willie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Before we dive into everything, can you let our listeners know a little bit about yourself? Like, where are you from? How long have you been in LA?
Okay. I'm originally from a city called Gaithersburg, Maryland. I'm 25 years old, and I've been in LA for about a year, making content since the pandemic, and just, finding my way on the internet, I guess.
And through LA, I assume.
Yeah.
First year in, it's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it was a little daunting at first, making the move like all the way across the U.S., but I love it out here. It's great so far.
Don't you feel like when you get out here that first week, you're like, oh man, this is heaven, and then
Yeah.
you'll get through the realness of it, but you're like, damn, it's hard to leave.
No, at first for sure, it's kind of, at least for me, it was kind of like a little like fairy tale. I was like, oh, I'm finally here, and then there was a week where things slowed down, and then it just picked right back up. So I was kind of just like, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to stay.
Nice, and it's the weather too, because you're an East Coaster.
Oh, it's perfect.
Like when we go back to New York and it rains, I'm like, oh, that's right. There's a thing called rain.
Yeah.
Even though it's been raining here a lot. But yeah, you get 70, 75 every day in sun.
Every day. Maryland, we call it like a bipolar state because it'll just go through rain, wind, and then sunny as hell, and right back to depression. So this is perfect. This is always great.
There you go.
Sunny and perfect and 80 degrees pretty much 90% of the year. Although this year has been wild with the weather. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Has it?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not used to it because you're from Maryland. You get that
That's
really random
Yeah,
thing.
so-
But like I've been here for 15 years, and I'd say the last 2 years have just been pissing down rain for no reason. It's bizarre.
Yeah, like 2020 and 2021, my first 2 years here, we were in a drought. So like they were complaining like we were gonna get water from,
Really?
and like never rained the whole year. And then 2023 was the wettest year on record in California.
That's
so it's
crazy.
just like, yeah.
I thought it was like natural. Like the few days that it did rain, I was like, this is good.
No, it's not. It's not supposed.
But did you
well,
not
it's not
notice
supposed to rain
that
here.
everybody was losing their minds because
Yeah.
people were like, "What is that?" And then they can't drive, they
They
can't
can't
function,
drive.
they get
They can't
fucking
drive out.
sandbags if it rains for more than 3 hours at a time. It makes me laugh though. All right, let's dive into your job, into what you do, and I find it so interesting that you started in 2020 because I feel like we got a lot of amazing creators
For sure.
through the pandemic. It kind of forced people to tap into their creative side all at home. So how did you kind of first come about the idea of putting yourself out on the internet?
It was definitely on accident. I feel like you said, everybody kind of hopped on social media during the pandemic because we had no place to go. And I'm a person that likes to make fun of his friends. So the first ever viral video I made was me making fun of one of my friends for doing their makeup at 3 a.m. and not going anywhere. So I did that, put on TikTok, and it blew up. And I feel like when you get your first viral video, you're like, okay, how do I replicate this? Like, how do I get this feeling again? So I had a series called Girls at 3 a.m. for a little bit. And then I went from there and started making fun of the guys, and I started making fun of the parents, and I started making fun of the teachers, and it just spiraled into this whole thing where I started making nothing but I just stuttered. But
I stuttered early, it's fine.
relatable content skits, and it kind of just became this thing where that was my perfect pocket to stay in.
What was your friend doing at 3 a.m.?
Makeup.
But like why?
Oh, just to do.
That's the joke.
Just to
But
do.
at legitimately 3 a.m.
Legitimately, like 3:20, I open up Instagram, see her on her story, and then she's like, okay, I'm going to take this off now. But it's just like,
Was it
What
like
is it?
was it like creative makeup? Was it like stage makeup, or was it just casual like
She probably
a
had
beat?
nothing else
It
to
was,
do.
it
so
was
she
just
put-
makeup. They would just chill makeup. She's not like a makeup artist or anything. She just put on her full face, and then.
And
recorded.
what was? How did you make fun of it?
Oh, ooh.
Did you
It's
put makeup
been
on yourself?
No, hell no. But I jumped on a bed. That's how I used to start all my videos. I used to jump on a bed because I was making fun of how my friend is short.
Okay.
So, so I'd jump on the bed and then I'd be like, I think this would be a good time to do my makeup. And I don't remember exactly the format of those videos because that was like 3 years ago, but that is pretty much how most of my videos started. And yeah, it just kind of spiraled into what it is now.
Everyone's gonna have to deep dive into his TikTok and
Please,
see that
no.
see that
I don't even
original
remember
one.
the last time I was up at 3:20.
But okay, I will say this: I will play devil's advocate because in the midst of the pandemic, we were all doing some fucking weird shit. Like I remember taking a tequila shot at 11 a.m. just because there was nothing else to do. A tequila shot.
At 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m., me, Jocelyn, and
Why?
Riley, because we just got up and we are like, well, we're fucking bored. Like, we've done
That-
everything we
that-
possibly can. May as
that
well do.
does not seem
we were
like a pandemic
shit-faced by
problem.
2 p.m. And then I fell asleep and I woke up at 5 and I was like, what the fuck happened?
That's very college. You know?
It felt very
College. That's
Yeah.
very demented.
But I
you have
never-
a deep
did
problem.
the same thing.
I
sadly.
never went to college, so that was like it was my college experience through the pandemic.
You know what I was doing during the pandemic? You've never known this. This is ironic. I was on like a health kick, but it was not a good health kick. I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I had a friend who was like a bodybuilder, and I was like, "What's your diet?" So he gave me his diet, and it was like 400 calories, 4,000 calories. But I didn't really know like calorie counting or anything, right? But all their ingredients were healthy. So I had my parents, because I went back to live with my parents because I was like, I don't want to be alone for the pandemic. I had them make me 5 meals of like 600 calories per meal, and it was like a whole chicken, a whole sweet potato, and like a whole thing of spinach, but 6 times throughout the day. And I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, I'm not looking any better. What's going on?
Why don't I look like
And
him?
then I realized like my body should only have like half of those calories,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, that was not smart.
I don't know what's more disturbing, that or the fact that you were getting your parents to make you 5 meals a day. You didn't make
Well, I
one of
still
them.
would. You make all my meals still.
Yeah, it's true. You really lucked out, didn't you?
You guys are fun.
Fine. That's a good way to put it.
That's a nice way of putting it. Do you have like a creative process or a creative routine when it comes to these types of things?
Oh, I'm a lunatic, so I just kind of talk to myself sometimes.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I will like, all right, so I'll go through this process where I'll either throughout the day, if I'm talking to a friend, I'll just recall every like conversation that I've had, and it's easier for me to come up with an idea if I can hear it. So I will literally talk out loud on what the type of conversations I've had today and the type of things that are currently trending on like Twitter or just on social media in general, and I'll be able to pick out something from that lot, and then I'll hyper fixate on it and try to see if I can come up with anything.
Yeah, but you know what? They say they've actually done studies on this. The most highly intelligent people speak out loud.
Who's they?
The scientists.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, that makes sense because when I'm in the shower, I think about all these amazing things I'm going to say, but I don't say them out loud. I say them in here. And then when I say them, they're so stupid, probably because I didn't say it out loud.
You got to say it
There it
out
is.
loud because
Damn.
it is. It's like a reflection. It's like out loud problem solving, and so you're not a lunatic. You're just really intelligent.
That's what I like to think.
Well, now you've had been confirmed.
Thank you.
The one time I was speaking out loud in the shower, Hannah thought that I was preparing a speech to break up with her. This was like a couple of months ago. She's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, just, I'm thinking of something I'm going to say to my team. And she's like, you were preparing to like break up with me? I'm like, no, you're
It just sounded like you were rehearsing something. I was like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Are you like a worried person?
Oh, man, I'm riddled with anxiety, which is unfortunate. I mean, I'm definitely getting better as I get older, but I just feel like I'm like predisposed for that. And then also, I was a model for a really long time, and people don't really recognize like how much anxiety that actually gives you.
Yeah.
And then I left it, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with my life? And so then it was just like another boatload of anxiety, but I'm getting better at it.
Way better.
Way
In
better,
the beginning
right?
of our relationship, if I even said like, I don't like green on you, she'd be like, you're breaking up with me? I'm like, no, I just said like,
That is what I heard though.
yeah.
So I'm
I
with
heard
you.
like you don't like me and you're leaving me.
You
I'm
hate
like,
me.
It's a common thing it's like an anxious attachment style. It's horrible. Do you have a platform that you prefer?
Like, what do you mean?
Like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
I feel like I prefer TikTok. I get to play around more on TikTok and figure out what I like and don't like on TikTok. Instagram makes me feel like it's like real. If that makes any sense. Like,
we feel the same way.
Yeah, TikTok is just way more lax, so I like
free and open. Yeah, I can understand that. Do you ever get any criticism or negative feedback, and if so, how do you handle it?
Oh, for sure. Especially because I started off my career making fun of things that women did early in the morning, and even when I started moving to guys, I would get criticism if I like talked about things in a certain way. So I handle criticism pretty well. It's calm to me. I'm never going to do anything perfect, especially when my focus was being relatable. I like hearing how I can be more relatable and like what I'm doing wrong. So it's fine. As long as it's not like super toxic criticism, I tend to just relax and go on to the next video.
Do you ever respond to it?
I used to.
Yeah?
Because I'm a big... Am I allowed to curse on this one?
Oh,
Yeah, curse
you
away,
curse
mate.
away.
Okay, cool.
Well, just don't curse in front of Joseph. He's very...
Joseph, please cover your ears. I'm a big shit talker.
Yeah?
And like I told you, like before the podcast started, we used to roast a lot in my community and in my circle of friends and in my city. So at first, when I would get toxic comments, I used to respond all the time because I just didn't like either being misrepresented or shit talked to myself. So I was on every comment. But I got to the point where I'm like, I don't know these people. The internet isn't real, you know, if that makes sense. So I'm just like, why am I arguing with you? Why am I about to go back and forth? So now I don't. But at the start, all the time. It was crazy.
So what I do, and not that you probably get way more comments than I do.
1000% he does.
Yeah, you get a million times more comments than I do.
Please.
But I've gotten trolled a few times, and I'll just respond like, you know what, you're so right. Next time I do it, I'm going to change it. I'm going to do it your way.
Yes.
And literally 3 for 3. They're like, oh, sorry I was mean to you, man. Like, you're actually a nice guy. And I'm like, that's all right.
No, killing them with kindness is crazy. I've tried it a few times, and it is a funny reaction. I remember, okay, off topic, but definitely not off topic. I made a video talking about how I didn't like Nicki Minaj's Bigfoot song. The Barbs doxed me. Had my number and my address all over the internet. I started getting phone calls for the whole day. I was getting FaceTime, phone calls, text messages. Me and my older brother, we pick up like 5 of them and do nothing but agree with them. And they're like, hey, man, I like you, man. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry, man. And I'm like, yeah, no, I appreciate you. I caught a lot of them on recording, but they start off very toxic and very problematic, so I couldn't put them on social media.
Defending Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. It was like a very vicious intro, and then it was kind of like they started giving me like a weird internet hug because I was being nice to them. So killing them with kindness does work.
Oh,
it's just not my go-to.
Okay,
wait, this is fucking wild, like the followers and the fandom behind these celebrities, because you just said
I
you
was
didn't
gonna
like a
say.
song. Like, it's not
But I
like
was
you're
gonna
like,
say,
she's fucking
I would
shit.
have
Like,
thought that Cardi B's people would have called and defended you.
I kind of wish, you know, that would have been nice, but I don't think people want to go to bat for a battle that's not there.
yeah, that's exactly right. They will fucking find you. I'm really perplexed by that. It's like you literally just said you didn't like a song.
Well, I would do that for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo.
Don't mess
Swiftie.
with Taylor.
Stay away.
You're like a 13-year-old fucking white girl.
Are you actually a Swiftie?
Oh my god.
Huge Swift. I
like how absolute your face was.
No,
Let me
he
tell you this.
loves her.
Really. I went to the gym once in New York, and I was wearing, "Hey, it's me. I'm the bride. It's me" T-shirt.
It was mine.
And listen, I don't care. I love everyone. I had so many gay men coming up to me like, "Hi," and I'm like, guys, it's just like I just like the shirt.
Yeah.
They're like, we know. And I was like, okay.
They're like, I'm married. They're like, I'm sure you are. All right, last one for this section. What advice would you give to other like aspiring content creators out there who are just starting their journey?
It sounds cliche, but just keep going. And also post. I'm a person that's been in my head historically, so I feel like I had my friends bully me into posting. I already had a lot of content in my drafts because I wanted to do this, but I was always in my head like, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't get views? What if like people don't like it? And my greatest takeaway from social media was the things that I did not like did the best. So like you never know what people are gonna like. You never know whether that accident video or whether that imperfect video is actually the perfect one. So just post, get out of your head, and try your best to keep pushing, I guess.
That's really wonderful advice. I really like that one about the fact that the ones that you perhaps didn't like the best actually went the highest, and so that's good advice.
Great mindset for everybody too.
Truly.
And the fact that it worked for you, because I think 95% of the world doesn't do something because they're afraid it's gonna not work.
Yeah, they're in their heads.
And they don't know. And you're a perfect example of you did it and it worked.
100%.
And now we're here.
No, it's cool.
All right, fellas, we're going to get into dating because that's why we're here.
Here we are.
All right, are you currently dating anybody?
No, not right now.
He's 25 in LA.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you use dating apps?
Yeah. Or currently, nah.
Which ones have you used?
Tinder, Hinged, Bumble, like your classic college trio.
Okay, but you don't have them now. Why?
Oh, okay. So I was in a long relationship, got out, not interested in dating for like a little bit of time. I kind of just want to like, as best as I can. Again, it sounds cliche, but I just want to be a better person first. Like, you learn a lot when you have a long-standing relationship not work out the way that you thought it would. And, you know, we ended very positively. So because of that, I could take in a lot of what happened and go, okay, here's what I want to do different next time. But first, I actually had to get there.
I think that's so beautiful, and we're massive advocates of it. That we're married now, but we actually broke up for 4 months before we got back together, and then got engaged like 3 months later. But we are massive advocates of the fact that like sometimes when you break, and we had no intention of getting back with each other once we broke up. So it is that thing, and we both just did so much work on ourselves. Like it kind of highlighted all the areas of which you want to be a little bit better, a little bit stronger, and it will just help you for the next relationship.
Here we are.
All right. So do you research your dates online before you meet them?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just Instagram. And I kind of need to know that you're a person. Like I kind of, if your Instagram is open, then I definitely go through and I just see if, I kind of just look out to see if you're fun. You know, that's my main thing. I feel like I don't have to be worried if you're a serial killer because I'm like 6 foot and a guy. So it's like a less like scary thing, but
less fear involved,
you know, but like I do like to see some presence because I'm on social media, so I like to see some presence.
So you're not scrolling back to like 2018?
Not that deep.
No.
Not that deep, you know.
But what's fun to you? Like, what do you want to see?
I want to see. What do I want to see? I just kind of know when I see it. I want to see. I want to see personality and like more than aesthetic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I feel like people sometimes on social media, they'll try their best to present a certain way. And I just kind of want to see and try and see if I can gather some semblance of, oh, okay, this is you and this is what you like, versus like, this is how I want to set up my IG, if that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I change my IG every month to where I'm like, I'm gonna be a content creator, and I'm not. So I'm like, yeah, that didn't work. And I'm like, I'm gonna be like a model, and I'm like, well, I'm not. That didn't work. And now I just flushed it all. I'm like, I'm just gonna be silent for a little bit.
Now you're more walking down like the professional CEO route, which I think is probably apt for the way that the app is going. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really beautiful thing to be able to see people's personalities and like see if they're a little bit goofy and see if they have like they can make fun of themselves. Because if it's just a whole bunch of like perfectly filtered, curated selfies, and you're like, who are you?
Exactly.
Do you think
it's hard to know?
Do you feel the same way with like when you're looking through, when and if you're looking through dating apps?
Yeah, kind of. I just feel like when I'm on dating apps, it's a lot more how our first conversation goes. That's when I try and figure that out, because I feel like by default people on dating apps try their best to already look good anyway. So I try to push their buttons a little on the first conversation. Just say something very dumb. Say something fake profound.
Roast them.
You know, not yet. Not yet. Definitely in the first conversation though. Not at the very start, but we get there. We for sure get there. But I just try and like see if you'll respond in a way that isn't too serious.
I like that a lot.
We had someone at the Victorian. He was trying to roast this girl he liked, and I guess she had sunburn.
Okay.
And he responded, I guess the first comment, he responded, looks like you didn't put enough sunblock on.
Yes.
And she got very, very upset.
Damn, yes, she wouldn't like me.
Yeah.
I thought that was a banger of a start.
But I feel like it's good. Like, if she doesn't like that, then don't go on a
Exactly,
date with her.
yeah.
Then you know she's not your cup of tea. That's
Yeah.
the way of it. Do you have a favorite first date location here in LA
Here in LA.
or anywhere?
You know what's fun to me? Okay, I'm a big music head. So like food is cool, right? So food as a first date.
Food is cool.
Food is cool. You know, if you tell me you want to get food, then we do food. But if you're asking me, I don't know, like Amoeba record store, like let me see your music taste and let's have a conversation from there. Let's walk to any location near that afterwards. I think that would be a fun little first date.
I like that a lot. That
That's
kind of.
awesome.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask the most unconventional first date idea, and that you just answered it too.
That's a really good
I
idea.
like good times. That's my like main thing. So like anything music I'm in love with. If we have similar music tastes, or even if we have completely different ones, and you can put me onto something new that I do enjoy, that's for sure one of the easiest ways to my heart. So yeah.
That's like combining an activity and keeping a first date super casual. Because like our big thing is just go get a drink or a coffee, and like if it's not going well, then
Then
you can
part
get out.
ways. Yeah.
But yours is kind of the same thing. You go check out some music, because going to an actual concert, it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And you're locked in, and you're like, damn.
I like no pressure things for this, like for the start. Like I said, I like to push people's buttons and have a good time. So like anything like calm, no pressure. You don't feel like you have to be a certain way. I don't feel like I have to be a certain way. That's what I like.
Question for you.
What's up?
What if she's a big Swiftie?
Listen, I don't discriminate. So if she's a Swiftie, we're cool. If she's like a big Swiftie, like, do I have to listen often?
Yeah, you have to
listen
listen to
to
it.
Like
And sing
often?
along.
What are you trying to do to him? He already had Nicki Minaj's little like community go after him.
I also
Trying
had
to
the
get
Swifties come after me.
Oh, geez.
Why?
What have you done?
Why?
I made a video because somebody said Taylor Swift is the new Michael Jackson.
I saw that one.
Not allowed. Not allowed for me personally. You can have your opinions, but don't like say it near me or in my vicinity.
Don't say it as fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you a good Michael Jackson story, because you get nervous, right?
No.
So
Why?
I never get
I'll tell you.
nervous.
So I'm a big person of like, I separate the artist from like who they are as a person. So Michael Jackson makes great music. Whatever he did in his personal life, you know, that's on him. I'm not his friend. I don't
Yeah.
care about him. He's a phenomenal artist. So I was having a debate with her. She's like, his music sucks. How can you like him? Gasp.
No. Let's roll that back a second. Never
Rolling it
once
back?
did I say that his music sucks. I said that he was a child molester. That's what I said.
The premise of our argument was that
For sure.
don't listen to his music, whatever. So we're walking along the beach in Santa Monica, and there's this homeless guy there with the boombox, and he's blasting Thriller. She has no idea. She's not putting two and two together. We walk by 1 second after the argument. I had no idea that the music was coming on. And she starts dancing to Thriller. And I looked at her and I was like, are you
Got
okay?
her. Got her.
I'm like, you're
Really
literally
shot myself
jamming
in the
out
foot.
singing Michael Jackson. She's like, fuck, you're right.
I really shot myself in the foot there. All right, moving away from calling me out, Joe. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to ask one more question, and then it's up to you. You're going to ask some questions. So, do you have like a go-to move before a first date that kind of sets your confidence? Like cologne, a good workout, some good music.
Good music for sure.
Any particular song that would amp you the fuck up?
Any particular song? I listen to a lot of oldies when I'm trying to like get into when I'm trying to like lay back. I listen to a lot of oldies. So SWV, I'm So Into You. You guys need to listen to SWV in general. They're incredible. That and cologne for sure, but a long shower. I'll be in the shower for like an hour, just running up my water bill. If it's so relaxing. It's like my version of a massage or like
meditation as well.
Yeah,
probably.
I'm just chilling in there, and I can feel my body just be like, yeah, you're the man. Like, this is your time. Anything you do, it's gonna be perfect. It's not always perfect, but the shower does hit every single time.
You two are very similar in that regard. He takes
I do
like
all
45-minute showers.
Like business thinking in the shower.
In the shower, it's just perfect.
Yeah. Like when we first started living together, I would come out of the shower and just start like texting a million miles a minute. She's like, who are you texting? Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, myself. She's like, bullshit.
Yes. Wait, we're actually the same person.
So she's like, show me. I'm like, I'm just texting all the notes I had. And
Yes.
and she's like, oh, wow, you're so weird.
My notepad, my note app is full. It's full. I'll come straight out.
I'm going to get a present for both of you. I'm going to get one of those notepads that you keep in the shower, the ones that are waterproof.
That would be actually so sick.
All right. Expect it delivered to your house.
Thank you.
One. I'm up?
You're up.
I'm up. All right. Joe dating. Oh, no, that's the title.
See what I have to live with
No, it's
on
good.
a day-to-day basis.
You know, it keeps you on your feet.
All right.
You know?
We're back. What would have to happen for you to walk out mid-date?
Mid-date?
Like, you're like, I'm out of here.
Rude. Just like a rude person.
Okay.
I can't.
Before you go on, I feel like that's a good answer, but would you actually walk out if someone was being rude?
Yes, I would absolutely leave.
Give us a rundown.
It's such a turnoff. Like, so if we're getting food and you're mean to a customer service worker or like a waiter or anybody at all for no reason, like they're trying their best at this, like at life, and you're just like a mean person, I can't do it. I can't be there because it's like selfish in a way, because it's less about the fact that you're mean to that person, which I don't like, but it kind of feels like embarrassing. It's like I'm out with you and you're in a way representing me too. Like, I can't be around that. It kind of just cringes me out. So any level of rudeness that's too extreme, I'm like, I gotta go. What else? Like, I think that's actually it. Everything else, I try not to be mean. I can't see myself walking out besides being rude. Like, maybe I would just like shut up and not enjoy the date if it's anything else, but like being rude, I have to leave.
I agree.
Love that. Yeah, we get that answer, which is a great answer, but I always like to ask, like, play me through it because I want to visualize it. Okay. What's the worst first date you've ever been on?
Let's see.
Dig through the archives.
Yeah, I mean, worst first date. I haven't been on like very bad first dates. I would say like the worst first date that I was on a date with a girl that was very much more interested in me than I was in her. And it's not that that's like a bad date. It just becomes awkward when I'm like, how do I disappoint you in a way that's like nice, if that makes sense?
How do you let them down in a nice way?
Yeah,
Well, Gata had a good response to that. If you ever want to break up with somebody,
oh no.
no, it's really good. If you ever want to break up with somebody, do it at Griffith Observatory and be like,
No, wait, that's really beautiful.
and you say, you may think that the whole world right now, but look at what's out there. And then they get to see the whole world in front of them, and they're like, okay.
That's poetic.
It really was.
That's
it was
beautiful.
so beautiful. I was like, Gata,
That
gorgeous.
that wouldn't work on me. I would still be depressed, but that definitely works on somebody.
Screaming at them at Griffith Observatory. Oh Lord.
Okay, what's the appropriate amount of money to spend on a first date?
Ooh, anywhere. First of all, depends on your means. Second, anywhere between I'm gonna hit you with anywhere between 30 and like 200.
Okay.
200, maybe like 300 as like my like abs. Nah,
That's a lot.
Yeah, no.
So much money.
Definitely. Okay, anywhere between 30 and 200. The reason why I say the 200 is because if you do choose like dinner and she and you decide to get drinks or decide to get an appetizer or something like that, it's going to be like 160. I mean, it's
depends on where you go, really.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. I went to Cheesecake for a date and ended up being like 130 because we did drinks and then I tipped. So it was like one of those. Anything more is crazy. The 30 is just like an activity, a drink, you know? Like,
I think you did a roundabout way of saying how the app works, which I really liked.
oh, really?
The 30 is like you
It's a
meet
drink.
somebody
It's a
for
round
a
of
drink,
Mm-hmm.
you get one round each.
Yeah.
It's $30, doesn't work out. You guys are like, hey, I gotta go. See you
Yeah.
later.
Mm-hmm.
If it does work out, you then have dinner, and then at the max, it's 200. But it's 200 knowing it's gonna be a good time because you
Yeah.
wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
You're
No,
so
it's-
smart. You're so smart for creating.
Oh, I'm not
the app.
smart. Willie's smart, not me.
I
You're
am
both
smart.
so smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, but I like that. And I think the science backs it up too. I think they said Gen Z feels comfortable spending $50 on a first date.
Mm-hmm.
So on the lower end, but that's what the
But-
people say.
Tying back in, just a drink, really. Is there?
Why are you going?
Because have you
I'm
finished?
not done.
Well, sorry, darling. Go.
You see what?
Hey, man, I'm sorry.
Okay. There are three key differentiators about our app.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to run through them, and you tell me which one you like the best.
Let's hear it.
First one is instead of liking somebody, and then you guys are just in a queue of likes, and then it's a random person, the first point of contact on our app is sending someone an actual date. So you see their profile, and you're like, you know what? I think this person looks really cool. You pick a drink, time, and place, send it over to them, and then if they accept it, you guys have a plan.
That's fire.
That's number one. Number two, you can only have one date per day because we think that you should only focus on one person at a time instead of like talking to 10 people and then it's just like, well, who do you really like? And then the third is that you get 24 hours before the date starts to start talking to the person. So it gives you time to like tell your jokes, see how they react, but you don't get to know them too much where when you meet them, you're like,
Nothing to talk about.
yeah, or it's like the wrong impression.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to make like the first date as organic as possible. So out of those three, what's your favorite?
I kind of like... Okay, so my brain did this thing where I locked on to the first and the second, and now I'm confusing the first and the second. Which one was the second one again?
Second was one date per day.
And which one was the first?
Setting an actual
Setting
plan.
the actual date. I kind of like both of those a lot. I think the one date per day thing is really dope. I think like it's just a good way to differentiate kind of whether or not you're serious or not too. Scratch that. I'm gonna take the first one. I really do like
Take them all.
I really do like the concept of like, hey, we know what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a guy that one of my red flags is definitely I'm very go with the flow and I'm terrible at planning. So the fact that that is the intro is perfect for me personally. Like I can't set shit up for like anything. So it's nice that that's the very start.
Well, that's what I think that's part of the reason why my handsome husband created this, because it alleviates the stress of a male, right? Or like traditionally a man, where they don't have to sit there and fucking stress about, oh my God, where I'm going to take this woman, like, is it going to be what she wants? And then on her end, she already knows exactly where you're going, what's happening. There's a certain safety element that comes along with that. And there's also this really like beautiful chivalrous element to it. Be like, oh my God, he's already set up a date. And it's just, there's an intention there. And I think for all parties, it's just like a very free flowing, easy process.
Yeah. It seems dope.
Am I allowed to go now? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
All right. So is there a post-date text? Say, for instance, you're on a first date. Is there a post-date text if you know that you're not into somebody? Or do you just like ghost/slow fade away?
Yikes. Me personally, I don't ghost, but I do kind of slow fade away. Yeah, I kind of slow fade away. I don't, like I said, I'm very bad at like letting people down kind of. But I kind of do a good job of like converting the, okay, we went on a date, but like I kind of want to be friends with you thing. So that's what I mean by like I slow fade away. We definitely like stop whatever tension that you think there is or whatever there might have been, and I just turn it on and kind of go to friendship, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, do you think it's possible for someone or for two people to go from the friend zone to a relationship?
Yeah. No, 100% I do. You just gotta know how to pick it.
How to do it?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times, if you don't do it the right way, you lose a friend too in the process. But the friend zone is real, but also it's like very specific. Like you like know who's in the friend zone and who has a possibility of
who
coming
has the door cracked open a little
yeah,
bit.
you know.
100%. All right, so if the date goes really well, what's one song on your sex playlist? Or do you even have a sex playlist? Because we've had people say that they don't even have one, which is wild to me.
I don't. But just put no, I don't. I don't.
He always says-
I'm an old head when it comes to certain music. So like my brain went to In Those Jeans by Genuine.
Okay.
I can get down with that.
I love it.
But I'm just like, I'm not sure if she'd be down with that, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, definitely don't have a sex playlist yet though.
Oh, mate, get on it. Especially
Really?
as a music head. Like,
You're right.
it's the best thing I've ever created was this. Not
What do we
created,
listen to?
but like, I listen to a lot of DVSN.
Oh yeah.
Great sex playlist. Like, all
It
of
really
them.
helps. It's like a steroid for me. Because when it's on, I'm really good. And then when she doesn't put it on, I'm just like,
You'll know what to
gotta
do with it.
Pop the music on.
It's almost like what's that? Pavlov's dog. Like you listen to music and you're like, okay, I'm ready. All right. One thing we always like to ask people is, would you date yourself?
Oh hell no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Yeah, I'm so unserious in a lot of different ways. Like I'm very like clear on what my red flags are. It's no surprise because I am me, so like I wouldn't go through with it. Like I'm so bad at planning dates. I'm kind of bad at remembering things. Eventually I would get tired of my ass 100%. But I'm like cool, you know? Like I'd be very cool. Like I would have a short relationship with myself, you know, not marriage material.
You'd have a fling.
You know, like a very nice fling, you know?
Yeah, but I also think that what you just said was really interesting because you seem like very aware of not like your faults, but like the areas of which like you perhaps wouldn't be the best partner,
Yeah.
or especially like for a woman where you're just like, you couldn't fucking remember that.
It's 25 in LA.
Again, you keep going back to that. But I think that like that's such a beautifully self-aware thing to be able to recognize and understand. He doesn't. So and he's 30.
That was a crazy little jab at you.
This is our relationship, just constantly back
Our
and forth.
1 year anniversary is Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sunday.
I
Congrats.
remembered.
Sunday.
Wow, that was whoa.
We're celebrating it Saturday.
Let me get the drink.
We're celebrating
Yeah.
it Saturday.
That's a Freudian slip. That was amazing. You're up
Back
again,
to me.
darling. You're up.
All right. With that being said,
Let's go.
it actually doesn't work with you because you said that you wouldn't date yourself. But anyway,
Let's go.
how well do you know yourself? We're going to see.
Let's see it.
We're going to ask you some questions and we'll see if you know the answer. Is that how you do it, babe?
Read it. Read the card.
Okay. Oh, you got it all written down. Okay.
Just
Wow.
for you.
Okay, we pulled some of your past videos, TikToks, to see if you remember what you posted.
Oh, jeez.
All right. First one's a softball.
Okay.
It's a softball. It's from 1998.
Just read the question.
In 1998, what were two things created that year?
That is a softball. Wow. What? Google and Furby. Yeah.
What's the context behind this? How did you know
I
that?
made that
It's from
video like
yesterday.
yeah.
Oh.
like
I thought it was from 1998, and I was like, TikTok wasn't around in 1998.
For such a smart man, you're so fucking stupid sometimes. I swear to you.
Or maybe it's just my character on TV.
there it is. He's playing a role.
See? All right, next one. I love a delusional girl with ...
You know it. It's somewhere inside
It
your
is.
brain.
It is deep in my brain. I don't want to like get the wrong answer.
Want me to start it off for you?
Yeah.
No ass.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Is that not the whole thing?
No, there's more.
No, it looks pretty long.
I love a delusional girl with no ass.
Want me to keep going?
Isn't it about like oh yeah, you go girl, something like that?
That was the very end of it, but I didn't write that down.
I'll read it. Me reading this is pretty funny. I love a delusional girl with no ass who swears she's getting thick built,
yes,
like a plate, but she's going to look back at it every time.
Yeah, I love a delusional girl with no ass built like a plank. Yes, I remember this now.
Okay,
Jeez.
so you're 0 for 2. Oh no, 1 for 2.
1 for 2. 1 for 2. The rest I'm locked in on.
I need all short women too. ...
Leave tall men alone. Leave us the hell alone. Tall women deserve tall men. Okay.
And then you said play with someone whose shoulder you can actually rest on. I don't want to hear anything about D1 babies. Your genes are tainting.
They're tainting the secret formula.
That made me laugh so much.
Everybody, like, I have a lot of friends from my city. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get. I'm gonna marry a 6'4" man. We're gonna have D4 babies. No, your kids are gonna be 5'4". Unfortunately,
I married her because I want tall babies.
Your kids are gonna be so tall, brother.
So tall.
So tall.
So tall and so athletic. I literally met my now brother-in-law for the first time, and he literally looked me up and down. He goes, I can see why Joe likes you. And I was like, what? He's like, you're tall. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, future parent me is going to not be good because when he's 16, we're moving to Australia because he's probably won't be able to make the NBA anyway.
Yeah.
But he'll be able to play professionally in Australia. I'm going to be a fucking hard ass on him. And then he's going to be like, Dad, I hate you. And then we'll see where it goes from there.
I'm going to birth you all girls just for that
That's
reason.
fine. That's fine. Okay, next one. In a video playing a man who lost something, what was that something?
Is it? Oh wait, I know what this is. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take like.
It's a one word answer.
Yeah.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
It is on the tip of my tongue. It's not my mind. It's
How do you have that?
the nerve. There it is. No, wait, no. It's not the nerve. It's
a more sophisticated
audacity.
Yes.
There it is.
Boom.
I'll give you that. You got
Thank
that
you.
one.
You know?
What was the caption to your first ever picture posted on Instagram?
That's a crazy question. I have no clue.
You're funny. I'm reading this. You have no clue.
Yeah.
First they're sour, then they're sweet. I'm there.
I laughed so hard.
What was the post?
It was just a picture of you.
Yeah, just a picture.
It was literally a picture of you. It was so funny.
I remember that now. During the pandemic, my friend came up with the caption. Big shout out, Besa. Yeah, no. That caption's fire. That
So it
caption's
all
fire.
puts it back together because it was a picture of you, and then you said you would only date yourself for a short period of time and have some fun.
See?
So there you go. It all comes full circle.
Full circle. All right, we're going to play another game. We're
Okay,
going to
one
play something called This or That, which is basically like Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right? You all right?
Yeah.
All right. So, date someone who talks excessively about their ex or someone who never mentions their past relationships at all.
Ooh, never mentions past relationships at all.
Don't want to hear it?
Don't want to hear the ex. That makes me think that you're still in love with them. Not interested.
Fair.
Yeah.
Date someone who is always late or someone who never puts their phone away during a date.
Those are two
Horrible things.
terrible late. I think I'd rather date somebody that's late than who never puts their phone away. At least while you're there, you're present with me. I can get over being late. I'm Nigerian and we're not on time for shit.
Really?
Like for dates we will be, but like events, Black people time is like a real thing. Like we do 2 hours behind. Like if you have an event, it's like, okay, we'll show up an hour later.
You were on time today.
Barely.
Yeah.
And
Just made it.
actually, yeah, You were on time today. We're always late. But Gata was 45 minutes early yesterday.
Ooh.
Made me so nervous. I was like, he's going to leave. Like, he's not going to wait 45 minutes.
Yeah, what for?
Such a gentleman. He did, though.
Yeah, that was really professional.
Absolute legend. All right. Date someone who is a total neat freak or someone who is extremely messy and disorganized.
I think I'd rather date somebody messy and disorganized. I could clean up for them. The neat freak thing is like, I feel like you'd get mad at me a lot. If that makes sense. Like, at least like you wouldn't be mad at me for cleaning up. Like, I feel like you'd get mad at me if I messed the room up, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
like,
that does make sense. Have you first dated a crowded, noisy concert or a quiet, intimate dinner with your date's entire family?
Whoa. No, definitely crowded, noisy concert. I'd rather hear nothing than to talk to your mother at the start when we're not serious.
Discover your chef is discover your chef. Discover your date is an amazing chef but refuses to cook for you, or discover your date is a terrible cook but insists on cooking for you every night.
Oh no. Definitely never mind. I was about to say like amazing chef refuses to cook for me, but like that would make me feel like you have a problem with me. Cause why like not one time? So
do you not love me? You're gonna break up with me?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so terrible chef wants to cook for me. I'll let her down easily. Or on some days, I'll just pretend that I'm enjoying it, you know?
You just have to have a lot of napkins and a garbage next to you.
Exactly.
And then don't get caught eating after that.
Real smooth.
Well, if you're going like Seinfeld, don't stick them in your pockets and walk outside.
Yeah.
Have your date accidentally call you by their ex's name or accidentally call you by your ex's name?
Okay, give me both of them again.
Have your date accidentally call you by their ex's name, or them accidentally call you by your ex's name.
So call him a woman's name?
Yeah.
I would call me a woman's name all day. I'd much
Well,
rather.
this means that they know who your ex is.
That's fine.
Yeah, I would just think
That's
that you're
fine.
having like a brain aneurysm. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do
you
they know
know?
who the ex is? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So they've still...
let her do her research. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a little slip.
yeah.
Have your most embarrassing sexual encounter revealed or receive daily texts from all your ex every single day for the rest of your life?
Those text messages are coming in every day for the rest of my life. Every day, absolutely.
Validating too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want me that bad?
Come on.
And I'm, what was it, sweet, sour, and I'm there.
Yeah, I'm delusional.
them.
You know, I'll truly believe that was the best that you've ever had in your life, and that's why you're texting me.
Self-validation, I like
Love
it. All right, two more. Would you rather have your partner always tell you the brutal truth, no matter how harsh, or have them constantly lie to protect your feelings?
Lie to me. Lie to me. The truth sometimes is really hurtful. Lie straight to my face, please. Please.
All right, last one. Have someone ghost you after an amazing first date, or have them become overly clingy and needy after a mediocre first date?
Overly clingy.
He'll do the soft ghost.
Yeah, like I'll do the soft ghost. The ghost me after an amazing date might actually break my heart. I will think about you.
Don't you break his heart.
Don't you break my heart.
All right, we're almost done. We're going to do rapid fire. All right, so short, quick answers. If you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
Ooh, Gordon Ramsay. Easy.
Why?
I'm a foodie.
Gordon Ramsay.
I want access.
I
want access.
But no one would want to be around you.
That's not true. You know, like people want to be yelled at by Gordon Ramsay.
Also, babe, just like you have your character, he has his. You know what I mean? He's probably a real sweetie and softy on the inside.
You know? Have you ever seen Gordon Ramsay talk to like kids?
Yeah, he's adorable.
He's like a sweetheart. He's an angel.
No, I've only just seen him yell at cooks.
It's a good time.
What are you?
A stupid sandwich. What a legend. An icon.
What inspires you most creatively?
My friends.
Oh, I love
My friends. Totally.
One-
They're all hilarious.
Yeah? Just as funny as you are?
Nah, certainly not.
One thing on your bucket list.
Skydiving.
You crazy person.
Jumping straight out.
I did that for a girl.
For a girl?
Well, I was young, before Hannah.
Okay. I'll keep a
And
secret.
she was Brazilian and like, you know, I'm from Brazil and I've been all over the world. And I was like stuck in this small town, I've never been anywhere. So she's talking to me about how amazing skydiving was. And I'm scared of heights.
Yeah,
She's like, you're never
same.
going to go skydiving. And then she broke up with me and I felt so bad. And I was like, I'm going to go skydiving to show her how cool I am. And I did. And it was literally the best thing I've ever done in my life.
I've been told it just like every person that I know that's gone skydiving is like, okay, this is the best experience or something like just dying for.
It's literally
just dying for a few minutes.
There's probably nothing that could replicate it. It's literally the greatest. I think it was like 20 seconds. It's the greatest 20-second rush of your life. But then you're parachuting.
Yeah.
And then that 3 minutes.
I am
knowing
afraid of
that
heights.
you're alive and you're like, I can't wait to get back down to earth. And you touch earth, you're like, I almost just died.
Couldn't pay me enough. Biggest risk you've ever taken?
Okay, again, I'm a psychopath. So I dropped out of college and I just started making content. So definitely that. And I dropped out of college my senior year of college.
Wow.
So I need to go back. I owe my mom a graduation. But that was definitely the biggest risk that I took for sure.
Wow, that's
What was
incredible.
your degree in?
Information systems. So like tech, but that's not me. That's
That's why
like,
you left.
you know, but I was just like, you know, tech is a stable workplace. So why not do it?
You're still in tech.
Yeah, you know, basically that's what I like to tell my mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the same
I'm
thing.
using my degree.
I'm every day on my phone.
What never fails to make you laugh?
I feel like The Office, and very terrible dad jokes.
Oh, then you two are going to get along
Yeah, I
like
was
a
gonna
house
say, you
on
want to go
fire,
after
man.
this?
Oh, Lord.
I'm with it.
And I thought you were gonna say yourself, but you didn't.
No. Like I said before, like I have like a little bit of an imposter syndrome. So like I am for sure my favorite comedian. I will be in my room and just die at my own thoughts, but I won't say that out loud. Now that you said it, absolutely. But
He just needs a little prompt
you know,
to be
just a
able to
little,
get out
just
there.
a little push, just a little.
All right, last one. Something you wish you were better at dealing with.
Dealing with.
Yeah.
I want to get like deep, but I guess
Get
like
deep.
Get deep.
you know, then we're doing it. I guess like loss or like, oh, better yet, just like regrets. I don't deal with regrets very well. I don't think I have a lot, but when I do, I kind of just constantly replay them in my head for days. For days. I'll be stuck at that. Like, damn, what I should have done was this. And obviously I can't not do that. But I'll just be stuck on that forever. And I have no idea how to like move on without it being a week of just me being stuck in that moment.
Mate, I feel you very deeply on that. I'm going to be spending the next 2 weeks of my life thinking about yesterday's podcast going, why the fuck was I shaking and sweating? But I think that is the shoulda, coulda, wouldas of life is really difficult sometimes to get around. But I truly do believe that comes with age. Like the older you get and the more that you have to kind of go through those moments where you just go, what is it serving me to be that worried about this? Like, can I go back and change it? No. Can I change the future? Fuck no.
Yeah.
So I may as well just like be accepting of the fact that, yeah, maybe I made a mistake or maybe that didn't go the right way or maybe I was like shaking and sweating on a podcast, but
it is what it is.
it is what it is. And it's people love that authenticity. People love like that we're made up of all of those mistakes and journeys and regrets and things that we are that makes us the people we are. Well, on that note, Willie, we cannot thank you enough for coming in and joining us today.
Thank you
I think
for
this
having
is like officially the most I've laughed on a podcast
Aw,
thus
I appreciate
far.
that.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Can you let our followers know where to find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook at Willie3Peat. That's Willie with the number 3 and then PEAT. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, rate us, YouTube, subscribe. We appreciate you. Happy dating, and we'll see you out there.